I'm going to give them the money. I don't have any options because I don't want anything to happen to our son. He is so precious to me. I will go to the bank, cash the money, and send to them, Eze said that early morning. She was sitting on the edge of the bed while his wife sat beside him with her head bowed down more fully. Eze felt so bitter and powerless. I'm so sad right now. 60 million naira is a huge amount of money, but there is nothing we can do. They have warned us not to involve the police. Please be careful when you are going to give them the money. I don't want to lose you, Ada said tearfully. But in her heart, she was actually laughing at her husband. She has vowed to bring him to his knees and gradually make him a pauper. I will be careful, my love. Let me start going. I will keep you posted. Don't worry, everything will be fine, my love, Eze said. He went to the wardrobe and took out a shirt and a trouser, dressed up and left the house. He drove to the bank and cashed the money, loaded it in a large bag and headed to the address the kidnappers told him. Once he got to the location, he brought out his phone and called the kidnappers. I am here with the money. Please, I need you to release my son now, Eze said. But the kidnapped gang leader was quick to tell him he was not in any position to tell them what to do. You can't command us. We are in charge here. We can see you. We know where you are standing. Just drop the bag of money and gradually step back. Don't do anything funny, because if you try to be smart, we will finish you, the kidnapper leader threatened. His voice was husky and scary. Eze quickly dropped the bag of money and did as he was told. When are you going to release the boy? He is sick and he can't spend another night with you. I need to take him to the hospital for treatment. Please, can you release him so that I can go with him? I have brought the money. There is no need keeping the boy again. Or do you want him to die? Eze asked the kidnappers with an emotional voice, but they paid him no attention. You can't dictate to us. Besides, we have to check the money you brought to be sure it is not fake and to make sure everything is complete as we agreed. Then we can release your son and tell you where to pick him up. Just drop the money and go back home, the kidnapper said. He hung up before Eze got the chance to say anything else. These people want my son to die, Eze said when he had dropped the money and got back to where he parked his car. He opened the car door and stepped in. He was sweating like a Christmas goat because of the pressure and emotional stress he was experiencing. Eze turned the air conditioner in the car as to receive fresh air. If this boy died, I won't be able to forgive myself. I have to do something in my power to rescue the boy and keep him alive, Eze said. He had refused to go back home as instructed by the kidnappers. He vowed in his heart to stay in his car until his son would be released to him. But not long after, his phone rang and it was the kidnapper. Come back to the spot where you dropped the money and carry your son, the kidnap leader told him. His heart was lifted. He jumped out of his car and ran to the place. He saw his son Uche standing and waiting for him. Oh, my son, I am sorry this happened to you. From now on, I won't let this kind of thing happen to you again, Eze tells his son as he led him into the car and drove him straight to the hospital. I have lost the money, but at least I have my son back, Eze said. He navigated the hospital street and drove into the premises. Uche was admitted again for medical checkup. Luckily, he was in a very good condition, at least not worse than he was before the kidnapper incident. Eze did not go home, but instead spent the night at the hospital with his son. His wife Adalita came to join them, but left immediately after daybreak. The following day, Eze started planning how to raise money to get treatment for his son. I want to sell the shares I have in my company. You know I own 85% shares in the company, but in view of what just happened, I will have to sell the shares, Eze tells his wife, who was too glad to hear what her husband was saying. Eze is actually a hotelier who owns 5 big hotels. I am proud of you, my husband. You are doing your best for our son. How I wish I had money I would have given it to you to use instead of selling off your asset. This makes me so sad, but God knows best, Ada lamented. Inwardly, she has already started planning on how to buy the shares her husband was about to sell. When she finished talking with her husband, she picked up her phone and sent a message to the manager of her real estate firm. There's a company I want us to buy. The company is selling 85% share. We are going to buy it and expand our operations into hotel and hospitality. Please prepare a bid for it. I will send you the details, Ada tells the manager in the message. I will buy everything you own. Your company will become mine. I will teach you a lesson so that in your next life you will not joke with a woman like me. Ada said in her heart when she finished sending the message. She went to bed and slept peacefully, not a bit worried about Oshe, like her husband who finds it hard to sleep. The next day, Akiki, the kidnapped leader, called her. She met with him and collected the 60 million naira which her husband paid as ransom to rescue Ushe. Out of happiness, she gave Akiki 10 million naira. My next deal is to make sure I buy the company my husband is about to sell. I must not fail. I will make him poor. He will learn a bitter lesson from me. Ada said. She dragged the bag of money into her camp and she took it to her office. She poured the money on her table and started arranging it with happiness.